Hamlinz was once entertaining over 15,000 viewers on Twitch, but in 2020, he suddenly disappeared. With a dream to become a great gaming legend, his sudden disappearance became a huge concern, especially considering he joined one of the most successful gaming organizations in the world. So, what really happened to the Fortnite star? Fortnite has revolutionized the gaming industry, and it has given birth to some of the most iconic gaming stars, including Ninja, Loserfruit, Tim the Tatman, and even Tfue. And one of these stars is none other than Hamlinz. Hamlinz, whose real name is Daryl Hamlin, was born on May 23, 1995 in Virginia, USA. Gaming since he was 8 years old, Hamlinz quickly became obsessed with games like Halo and RuneScape, and when 2015 rolled around, he found a love for streaming. With a full-time job, Hamlinz still managed to stream roughly 6 hours a day to just a few viewers. And from watching Ninja and Dr. Disrespect stream, Hamlinz discovered Fortnite and decided to have his go at the popular game. Since his arrival, Hamlinz started making YouTube videos and streaming full-time on Twitch. He gained over 100,000 subscribers within his first month on YouTube and grew to over 1 million by the end of the year. He was even invited to join TSM by Myth in 2018 and eventually moved into the TSM house in California. But where is he now? In a surprise move, both he and Daequan announced that they were now part of NRG's Thuum house back in August 2021. However, the Thuum house collapsed within 3 months, and since then, he's hardly streamed at all. Hamlinz has been such an integral part of the Fortnite community for years, but he suddenly disappeared from the scene without any explanation. So, why did he disappear? Will he be coming back, and what happened? Before we can touch on what happened, let's first start by talking about how he became such a huge figure within the streaming community. Hamlinz gained a massive following since his emergence into Fortnite. Continuously streaming 6 to 10 hours a day, Hamlinz's popularity grew, and it grew fast. Eventually, streaming to over 10 to 15,000 viewers per stream, it wasn't long until he became noticed by other popular figures. TSM Myth and Daequan often met Hamlinz amidst Fortnite matches, and soon enough they became good friends. They then invited him to one of the largest gaming orgs in the world, TSM. Hamlinz developed a relationship with the boys like no other. In an interview, Hamlinz talked about his early friendship with Myth, saying, "We met each other in the beginning of Fortnite, when he was number 1 and I was number 3. We were both really small and we would just play a lot together. We would just grind and play for hours and hours trying to get better at the game."
I actually watched Myth a little bit when he had like around 100 to 300 viewers. I remember watching him and I was like, man, this guy's editing is insane. You know, and he was the first person that really got me into editing. And I was like, wow, he was ranked 1 for a long time and I was ranked 3 overall for solos. So me and him played against each other so many times, and he came in my chat and he was like, yo, do you have any interest in being an esports player? And you know, I'm like, yeah, that's been like my dream since I was a kid. Then he messaged me, he's like, yo, I really want you in TSM. And I'm like, okay. Then TSM people start hitting me up. Lena messaged me and I'm like, okay.
As Fortnite grew in popularity, so did the friendship between Myth and Hamlinz. They continued to play together, often streaming their games for their fans to watch, and their dynamic was infectious. Fans quickly fell in love with their banter and antics on and off the battlefield.
What do you mean? This is what you mean. Dream Team, V-Gang. Oh, shit.
Cuddle team leader, brother.
On the head with a motherfucking baseball bat. You keep raising your motherfucking voice, boy. Don't make me bring out that fucking belt.
What the fuck?
If you don't join this motherfucking lobby, boy, you don't join this. Dad, no!
I swear to God!
Oh, Dad, no!
Yeah, I got you.
In 2018, Hamlinz's friendship with Myth was about to get even stronger, thanks to the arrival of another popular Fortnite streamer, Daequan Loco.
Oh!
W gang, look, he's holding W into the room.
We get a day ice up in the chat, dude. I know we got some day boys in there. Oh! Hey!
In an interview, Daequan talked about how he and Hamlinz first met, saying, "I met Hamlinz through Myth. Myth was like, yo, there's this guy who's really good at the game, you should play with him." So I started playing with him and we just clicked. We had a lot of chemistry and we just had a lot of fun together. As Daequan started to play with Hamlinz and Myth more and more, the three of them became known as the Fortnite Trinity by their fans. They were inseparable, streaming their games together and often appearing on each other's channels. Hamlinz became one of the best players in the world. His unique playing style, which involved building complex structures and using unexpected tactics, quickly gained him a following on Twitch and YouTube. And with that exposure, he was able to collaborate with popular brands such as G Fuel, Dr. Pepper, Chipotle, and Geico, allowing him to reach an even wider audience. He also started posting his highlights and funny moments on YouTube, where his charismatic personality and infectious laugh made him an instant hit. But out of nowhere, Hamlinz disappeared from the public eye, leaving behind millions of Twitch followers and a legion of loyal Fortnite fans. The streamer reportedly took a break from streaming due to personal reasons, and on October 19th of 2020, Hamlinz made an announcement stating that he took a hiatus due to his grandmother being diagnosed with cancer, so he decided to take some time to mentally reset and visit with his loved ones.
It's hard for me, bro, and I like tried to force myself into streaming. You know what I'm saying? I forced myself into streaming when I shouldn't have forced myself into streaming. I should have took like a 1-month break or some shit. But I forced myself into streaming when I wasn't ready to stream again. And it has caused the whole thing. It has made it worse and worse and worse and worse. Until eventually I was like, dude, I need to step away. And my grandma recently had breast cancer. And once she got breast cancer, bro, it really just like, it f***ed me up, dude. Because it made me realize that I really wasn't over my grandpa. And I legit couldn't say his name or think about him without crying. So it was that
Since
bad.
the passing of his grandfather in July of 2015, Hamlinz struggled to maintain a generally enthusiastic and upbeat personality, and decided he needed some time by himself to mourn and get his thoughts together before returning to streaming full-time. On a podcast with 100 Thieves' Nadeshot and Courage, Myth sat down to address some of the reasons why Daequan and Hamlinz left the TSM house to join NRG.
Why did you guys move out? Why did they stop streaming? What was that point where the dust settled?
It was a combination of things that I think led up to that point. I was really driven to play competitively, and they really weren't. Like, it came to a point where we had to like sit down and have a talk, and they were just like, yeah, like we just want to be content creators, really.
Yeah.
And they started dealing with some personal life issues. I know Daequan was really struggling with like his health. He's had prior health issues before that really impacted him, and really sitting down in a chair for hours on end was like a killer. And then Hamlinz, he ran into like family issues where he was experiencing loss like in his family for the first time. His grandmother.
I know that, and for those out there, I know that this has all been shared by them publicly.
Yes,
you know,
yes. That's a good.
So it's not like Myth's airing anything right now.
I think those issues or those things that came up in their lives really took them off the track of content creation, and it was really hard for them to get back like on the rails, I think, from that point on.
Back in August of 2021, the pair surprised their fans and resurfaced after a year away from the spotlight, launching the TSM House, founded by NRG and the duo alongside a handful of their friends. The pair brought the community weekly content filled with hilarious and entertaining activities and a peek into the personal lives of the members of NRG. However, after only a few weeks back online, the duo vanished once again, leaving fans confused and concerned. After his break, Hamlinz returned to streaming in January of 2022 and continued to build his fanbase. He caught up with his fans and explained that he had taken a break from streaming due to feeling depressed and unwell.
I don't know, man. Y'all know how it is, bro. If anyone in here has been going through, bro, like, you'll think you're good one moment, then the next moment you're not. And I would say the worst part about that is, it's embarrassing, dude.
He also answered a lot of questions the community had been asking, including the situation surrounding the TSM House.
Why no more TSM House? That is a great question. I know y'all been asking. The main reason is the internet was dog. Everything was wrong with the house. There was a lot of problems, like disagreements with NRG, with like the editing and how we're supposed to do the content. It was our idea for the channel. At the end of the day, it's NRG's channel. After the TSM House is gone, that's their channel. We can't post on that channel no more if we leave NRG.
Hamlinz briefly explained that many disagreements with the org and editing arose, and although the idea was theirs, the channel was owned by NRG and there was no say or control over what happened next. Finally, over a year later, Hamlinz returned to streaming occasionally on an alt Twitch account that remains unmonetized, streaming games like Sea of Thieves as just a fun outlet where he can connect with his friends and fans. So, when will the duo return? Unfortunately, there is no information to know for sure. To this day, Daequan remains absent. His last tweet to fans was back in February of 2022, and he hasn't appeared online since. Hamlinz continues to stream regularly since returning in March 2023, although it's hard to predict just how regular things might become again. With a loyal and supportive fanbase, there's no doubt that content from both will remain whenever they do make a comeback. However, as for now, life still seems to be getting in their way. But whatever decision they may choose, it is important to respect their choices and support them in their endeavors.